Hey, check it out. I guess this would be like part two. I got to rambling, and it said time for video is expired or something like that. And so I'm just gonna make this part two, I guess. I don't really know how to edit and do all that fancy stuff. I'll learn someday. But check it out. What I was talking about, the homosexual thing, right? So maybe you're not homosexual, or you're whatever. So that guy was saying, yeah, I'll kick him off my property and all this, and I really don't believe God would do that, man, because see, I believe what business is of mine? What business is it of mine? What you choose to do behind closed doors sexually? I mean, my mom and dad never talked to me about what they did sexually, and I think that's a private thing, and I think as long as you're with another consensual adult, what you choose to do is your fault. Your fault is your choice. And if you're both into whatever you're into, if you want to, lick each other's toes or whatever, hey, as long as you ain't messing with a kid, even though maybe I don't like that flavor or whatever, but you know what? It's your business. And I ain't supposed to hate you because of it, because you choose different than me. Uh, uh, you know, you don't drive the same make of truck I drive, so I got to hate you. And it said, when they asked Jesus what was the most important thing, he said to love your God with all your mind, body, and soul, right? Well, that makes sense. The dude that created you, or whatever, God, you probably ought to give him a little respect because he could like decide not to let you breathe or decide to let your butthole itch for eternity. Or I mean, he can do whatever he wants. He can make you miserable if he wants. So you might want to give him a little bit of respect, you know. And then when they asked him, what's the second most important thing? Now check this out. This is what he said. According to the Bible, maybe you don't believe in the Bible, but it's pretty interesting. This is what I believe in. But check it out. He says, the guy said, teacher, what's the second most important thing? He said, to love your neighbors, love the people around you, and treat them the way you want to be treated. Well, doesn't that make kind of some sense? Because you know how they got the Ten Commandments, you shouldn't steal, honor your parents, don't lie, all them things, right? Well, if we all lived by that, it'd probably be a lot better world, Uh, uh, otherwise it'd be like, I want your old lady, I'm bigger than you, I'm just going to take her. I want your TV, I'm bigger than you, I'll just take her. Doesn't matter how you feel about it. Screw you. It's all about me. Well, if we love the people around us and treat them the way we want to be treated, that means I'm not going to be screwing your wife while you're at work because I wouldn't want someone doing that to me. I'm not going to be stealing from you because I don't want someone stealing. I know it's going to hurt you. I'm not going to slap you around. I'm not going to, I'm not going to dishonor my parent. Uh, it all makes sense. And if we just did that one thing, treat people the way we want to be treated, and love people, that don't mean like you have to wear rainbow, dance around with a rainbow flag and kiss everybody on the lips or anything. It just means, man, if you see someone hungry, well, why not give them a sandwich or where one person can eat, two people can eat. Add a little more water to the pot, the soup pot. If you see someone cold, you got an extra blanket, let them, I mean, now I understand you have to be smart because there's people that will take your kindness for weakness. But you know what? Like this guy Bob Wells for cheaprvliving.com. Bob Wells, awesome dude. And I was texting him one time, and he said, "You know what? I might get taken advantage of. People might screw me over, which they will. But in the end, compassion wins." That makes sense to me. I don't want to be remembered as a monster. I don't need to buy a Rolex because my 1999 Timex can tell time just as well. If I had that kind of money, I'd still buy the Timex, the $20 watch, and with all that extra money, I could maybe help somebody with some school uniforms or buy them a hoopty to get back and forth to work, or a bus pass to get back and forth to work till they can buy a car, or maybe pay somebody's electric bill, or you know, uh, you know, whatever. You can find some way to help people. Why you gotta have a bunch of material shit that when you die you can't take with you anyhow? So you waste your whole life for all that stuff that someone else can get. why not do something with what you got and help some people? I mean, you got to have the basics, you know. You want some comforts, but you don't have to have a why are you going to make a $800 a month payment for a brand new car that if you miss a couple payments they'll take from you? When you could buy a decent old car, pay cash for it, and with all that extra money, maybe you could help somebody. And then when you die, and people are talking about it, you say, man, you know, that guy, he might have been a jerk or whatever, but he tried to keep his word and he cared about people. And sometimes he get mad or whatever, but he tried to help people. And wouldn't you like that kind of legacy? Wouldn't you like people to remember you as someone that didn't care about just themselves and their money? Our toilet paper and our money are basically made in the same out of the same thing. But money is more important than people. It's a piece of paper, man, and it's sad. And I see people that are supposed to be the good guys, supposed to be what I'm supposed to be like, and they got that mentality. I don't want to be the good guy. I don't want to wear a suit and choke myself with a tie. When somebody's broke down, I don't want to just drive by. I want to stop, get to know you. You know, maybe you need some water. Maybe you got kids in the back, need some water. It's hot. Maybe you just need me to make a phone call. Maybe you don't need nothing. But I know if I was broke down on the side of the road, I'd sure appreciate it if someone stopped for me. That's where that treat other people the way you want to be treated comes in. Now you have to be smart. I hear people say, well, I don't stop and help. Because I heard one time, you know, someone stopped to help a lady and three guys come out of the bushes and beat their ass or killed them and took their... Yeah, you know what? You could get hit by lightning too. You might get hit by a car crossing the street. Does that mean you're never going to go outside? You're never going to cross the street? You're going to let the devil win, man? We need to kick Satan's ass. And the way you kick Satan's ass, I believe I need to get in his backyard. And I'm going to kick Satan's ass with love. It takes more than just saying, hallelujah, brother, God bless you and all that. And then turning people away because they're a different religion or a different sexual preference or a different color. Is that what Jesus would do? You know, is that what your God would do, whatever religion you are? Come on, man. We got to love each other. Get past all this BS, you know? And you know, not all white people hate black people. Not all black people hate white people. Some bad stuff happened in the past. But are we going to let Satan win? You know, not all white people want to slaughter Native Americans. Not all Native Americans hate. I mean, not all white people are pedophiles. Not all black people are thieves or gangsters or crackhead. That's society that's making us believe that so that we'll hate each other and be separate. We're all, if we can remember what it was like to be real back when we were 2, 3, 4, 5 years old, we weren't like that back then. Nope. Even if our parents were, we weren't trained yet. We weren't brainwashed yet. You know, everybody wants to be loved, man. Everybody's got something they're doing wrong. You know, God can see you 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. He sees you when you're picking your nose. He sees you when you masturbate. He sees you when you're sitting on the toilet. He sees you when you're wearing your boxers or your panties, you know, laid out on the couch, scratching your butt or whatever. We all do that. Come on, man. You gonna tell me you never scratched your butt and smelt your finger? The Queen of England done that. I guarantee it. But you know what? Then Sunday comes, you got to get dressed up. Why? God saw you all that other time. Who you getting dressed up for? You getting dressed up for them other people or God? Because God saw everything else you did all week long. He saw every thought you had. He heard every thought you had. Man, God knows who you really are. Better than you know. Because you can even, you know what? I used to say you can lie to everybody, but you can't lie to yourself. And you can't lie to God. Well, you know what? You can lie to yourself. You can make things right and justify it and, you know, and tell yourself you're a good person. None of us are pure good, man. I guarantee you that. We all got something. And I could judge you because, you know, oh, it says in the Bible you're not supposed to pray to statues or, you know, altars. And look at these Catholics. They got these statues. You know what? It also says in order to get to heaven in my religion, right? And my belief, this is what it says. Maybe you don't believe Christianity, and I'm not saying you have to. In my religion, it says that if you accept Jesus Christ as your Savior, you're saved. And if you ask Him to forgive you, it don't say, and do this, and do that, and do this. He wants you to, do certain things, but you're going to screw up, man. And we all have temptation. Different people have different temptations. But how am I going to tell this guy, well, you're worshiping wrong, so you're worshiping wrong. You ain't going to go to heaven. I'm going to go to heaven, and you're going to burn in hell. You're doing everything wrong. Well, what am I doing wrong? Look at this here. I smoke every day. I know it ain't good for me. I'm overweight. You know what I mean? Uh, uh, but maybe when I hit my hand with a hammer, I might say some bad words. Oh my God, that's terrible. I'm not. I don't talk like Jimmy Swaggart or Mister Rogers. You know what? I'm a human being. And what are you doing? I guarantee you, there's something that ain't perfect in your life. In my belief, there was only one perfect one, and that was Jesus. And you know what? If you're not a Christian, don't turn this thing off, man. I'm not saying you have to be a Christian. That's what I chose to do. I don't care if you're Muslim, Buddhist, Hindu, whatever. Like I said, you can worship yellow Volkswagens. As long as you're not hurting other people. As long as you're not forcing other people to believe what you believe in. And you're not hurting innocent people. And you're kind to other people. It's your business what you believe in. And hey, in your mind, maybe you're right and I'm wrong. We don't have to be separated, man. We can still show kindness to each other. That don't mean you have to be a punk. If you try to take my wallet, you're going to have to whoop my ass to get it. And it probably won't be hard to do because I'll be out of breath in a minute and a half. What I'm saying is I can just lay down and, oh no, please, please, take everything I got. No. But you know what? If you ask me, I'll probably give it to you. And uh, you know, and man, come on. I don't care what color you are. I don't care if you're watching this and you live in Compton or Newark, New Jersey or L.A. or whatever. You're a human being, man. And back when you were 2, 3, 4, 5 years old, they could have scooped you up from where you're at and put you in a room with me and a bunch of other people from all over the world. Could be a guy walking around with a gourd on his penis carrying a spear, in Indonesia or something. But you know what? When we're children, we don't care. All we care about, we just want to be treated good and, man, don't steal my lollipop or my building block. You'll see little kids take the lollipop out of one kid's mouth, put it in his mouth. Oh, now what do we do nowadays? That we're, oh no, he looks poorer than me, or I'm not saying go around eating stuff out of other people's mouths. What I'm saying is, when we were little, none of that was important. Society, media, what we go through, our parents, because they teach us their beliefs, uh, you know, uh, and then we learn to judge people, judge each other, and you don't want to learn their language. You don't want to learn. You try their food. You're not interested in. Man, come on, man. Aren't you interested in how other people live, man? Uh, like, man, what do they eat? What kind of music they listen to, or what do they worship? I want to know about other people, and I want to help other people, and I don't want to just help white people or Christian people. If you're Muslim, or if you're Hindu or whatever, and I see you on, needing some help, I'm gonna help you, man, or I'm gonna try to help you, and and you might steal from me afterwards. I ain't gonna stop helping people. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna allow Satan. I ain't gonna let the. You can either call it Satan if you're not Christian. The evil powers, whatever. Yin and yang. There's positive and negative. There's definitely good forces and bad forces, whatever religion you are. And I found that when I dwell on the negative or the dark or the evil, whatever you want to call it, my life ain't as good as when I try to do positive. And you know what? I still get dark. I still get angry. But that ain't who I am and that ain't who I want to be. I'm going to keep striving to be able, even when I'm angry, to not think dark, not think anger, and because that's when the negative force or evil or Satan, that's when that's where they want you. It's like the black and the white on a good and evil or whatever on a chessboard, and you're trying to take all the other ones men. Well, that's what's going on. Spiritual warfare, and you know, uh, you might learn something from that guy with a backpack on his back. You might learn something from that strung out prostitute or that wino or that or maybe someone that's a different race or culture or sexual preference than you. Uh, uh, you know, maybe even though you're not homosexual or you're not whatever they have all this different sexual. There's people that like to do and they have all this crazy. There was a lady on TV once that liked to suck urine out of diapers. But I mean, you know what I mean. I'm not saying I'm going to join her and suck urine out of diapers, but hey, man, for me that ain't cool. But you know what? I'm not going to hate her. I might not be hang out with her, and you know, you don't have to like hang out. Like hey, I think I'll just go hang out with heroin addicts every day. Nah, my dad used to have a saying. You hang around a barber shop long enough, you're gonna get a haircut. So it ain't that you have to. It's like if you don't like a TV channel, you don't blow up your TV. If you don't like a radio station, you don't blow up. You just change the channel, man. You know what I mean? Someone else might like that channel. It ain't your choice. But you don't destroy the TV. That's another one. Zero analogies. My Doctor Zero. What I'm saying is, man, we need to stop judging each other. And if that other dude or chick or whatever is something that you're not into, don't hate them, man. Just change the channel. You know what I mean? And there's all different frequencies out there, and a frequency for everybody, If you're into worshiping Volkswagens, there's probably some other people who do that. If you're a Hindu, there's probably some people who do that. Get on your channel, but don't blow up the TV. Allow other people to have their channel, and don't hate, man. Uh, God, I don't believe my God. I don't think Jesus, if two homosexuals walked up, would say, "No, you guys could just starve to death." I think he would still show them some love, And he ain't gonna sit there and watch them have sex. He ain't gonna join in with them, and just like me, you might like some crazy, funky, stuff that I think is way out there. Maybe you're into like licking between someone's toes or something. I'm not into that. If you're into that, and whoever you're with is into that, that's your business. I don't need to know about it. But I'm not gonna, I need to love you, so I'm gonna lick between your toes. No, but hey, if you're both adults and you're happy licking between each other's toes, I don't need to be watching it. That's private. It's like when you go to the bathroom, you usually do that in private, and I don't need to know about it. You know what you're doing. You know how what works for you. You might like to wipe forward, wipe backward, not wipe, use the shower, baby wipes. That's your business. I really don't care. You can do that over there in the bathroom, and you don't got to tell me about it. I ain't got to watch you, and I don't need to hate you. Maybe I'd like to use toilet paper and wipe backwards, and you like to wipe forwards and use a wash rag. Hey, whatever works for you, man. This works for me. That works for you. As long as you get the job done and you're happy and you ain't hurting nobody, ain't my business, And you can like it's chocolate. I can like strawberry, or maybe I don't even like ice cream. But that don't mean I need to kill your kids because you like a different flavor of ice cream, and that sounds pretty silly, doesn't it? That's basically how ridiculous it is. If you ain't like me, I need to kill you, or make your life miserable, or talk about you, or downgrade you. Nah, man, man, I've had three gangbangers with cornrows in their hair when I was over there in California invite me to their house. A white dude. They call me OG. Invite me into their house. They're definitely gangbangers. You know what I mean? I'm a fat white dude. Invited me to their house. Their mom gave me some flowered pajama pants to put on and a big baggy sweatshirt, made me breakfast and did my laundry while we all ate breakfast together, laughed and joked. I told them about my lifestyle and called me for months asking how I was doing and stuff. Man, they were from a completely different lifestyle than me, a different race. They were black and I was white, and they showed me love. It doesn't mean that I joined their gang. It don't mean that I started wearing cornrows in my hair. I didn't try to be what they were. I was still just me, but they showed me love. Well, those are supposed to be bad people. I've had Mexicans show me love. I've had Orientals show me love. I've had drug addicts show me love. And I've also had all of the above do me wrong. So am I going to focus on that and miss out on everything and never help anybody again? Nah, man. I don't care if you're gay, straight, fat, skinny, rich, poor, a cop, a lawyer, a prosecuting attorney, a McDonald's employee. If I can help you, I'm going to help you. And if you're nice to me, I'm going to be nice to you. And I'll try to help you in the way I can, but I ain't no punk neither. I ain't gonna, I gotta be smart, but just because you're a different race or a different religion, or I'm not gonna drive on by and let you burn to death in your car. I'm gonna stop and try to put the flames out and try to drag your ass out of the car and save your life. You know what I mean? And if you're a cop and you're arresting me, which hopefully will never happen again, but I ain't hating you, man. As long as you treat me, you're doing your job. As long as you treat me like a human being, if you start treating me like I'm less than human, I got a problem with that, But hey, even when I was doing bad stuff, it was their job to catch me, my job to get away. But they're just people, man. They got a family at home and everything else. Now there is some. Guess what? There's some bad ones in that crowd too. There's some badass cops, crooked. There's also some that care about people. There's some bad black people, man. But there's some awesome black people. There's some bad white people. There's murderers, child molesters. There's some awesome white people that got love in their heart. So I guess the moral of this story is, I think the most important thing, and this don't sound real macho or tough, right below loving God with all your mind, body, and soul is love, man. Try to have some empathy, some compassion, and love people around you, man. And we gotta kill all this hate, man. All this separation, and there's a lot of different frequencies, different channels, man. Uh, you know, just because someone's different than you, we're all human, man. We're all one race. And you can be a Chihuahua, I can be a Doberman, but maybe we could share our dog food together. You know what I mean? I don't have to hate you because you're not a Doberman. Uh, I mean, come on, man. And this thing, for me, man, I finally know that God is real for me. And if you're watching this and you're an atheist or you're some other religion than I am, Brian, I don't care. It ain't my job to tell you what to believe. I believe in this, so you have to believe in this, or you're gonna burn in hell for eternity. Nah, man. I'm doing what works for me. I'm doing what's right for me. And if you're some other religion, talk some other language, different color than me, or whatever, as long as you ain't out to screw me over, hurt me, kill my dogs or something, I want to find out what you eat. I want to find out what's your life like, and I want to get to know you because uh, maybe I'll learn something. And if I decide that I don't like what you're into, I ain't gonna kill your kids. I ain't gonna kill you. I ain't gonna hate you. I ain't gonna try to make your life miserable. I'm just gonna change the channel, be on my channel. But wouldn't it be boring, man, if all flowers were the same color? We only have one kind of tree. We only have one kind of animal. They're all animals, but we got all kinds of different animals. That's awesome. You know, we got all different kinds of rocks, all different kinds of trees, different plants, and and different dogs and different breeds of horses and different, you know, man, why are you just gonna limit it to what you are instead of hating? I mean, you just try to love, man. I mean, I guarantee you that other person. Now there is some people that are just straight out psychopath, like to hurt people, whatever. You know, and there's bad apples, but most people want to be loved. They want to be warm or cool in the summer. They want some food in their belly. They probably got someone in their life that they care about that would make them cry if they didn't have no more. And but I guarantee you, about 99.9% of us were all the same when we were 2, 3, 4, 5 years old, back when we were real. So, like in my song, can you remember? Can you remember what it was like to be real? That's the moral of my story. And thank God for finally showing me that He's real. I ain't gonna forget where I came from. I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? Sometimes people say, "Well, why do you hang out with the people who are doing dope?" And I'm not doing dope, and maybe there's still people, and I can talk to them. But now I don't want them to come to my house because maybe they rip me off or something. But you know what? That ain't them. That's what they. That's that. You put the Queen of England on dope, they'll turn her scandalous. You put the Pope on dope, the Pope on dope. I could be a rapper. Put the Pope on dope. Don't bend over. Keep your soap on a rope. No, but I mean, even if you put the Pope on dope, it turned him scandalous. But that ain't who the Pope is, or you know what I mean? Uh, Try to remember what it was like to be real before society turned your heart to steel. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, when we were 2, 3, 4, 5 years old, that's when we were real. And all this stuff that ain't even important is what became real. Think about that. That's my thought for the day. Adios. Pórtate bien. Take it easy.